Breaking news, the video you all have been waiting for is finally here. Now my source got me over a full list of the upcoming roster for Mortal Kombat 12, so I most certainly want you guys to know this is one roster of many, as the finalization has not happened yet. I want you to be aware that they can patch characters in just as well as they can patch characters out. Does not matter how far or close they are to ending the game. This happens all the time. So let's go ahead and hop right into this roster. We're going to talk about designs and some more stuff. This is going to be probably a very long video, so I hope you got your popcorn, because we're going to go through every character in detail as much as possible. Now the first character on this list is your boy Reptile. Now Reptile has got retconned. I did a video on that. I told you guys that he was one of the characters that they felt was just done underwhelmingly, meaning that Reptile is one of the characters that the fans complained about. They felt like Reptile should have been more powerful. He should have been taken more seriously. Well, guess what? He's been retconned. His whole backstory has been changed. He's getting the Sindel treatment. His look is out of this world. I'm also told that his weapon is going to be returning. His X weapon, his Battle X, is going to be returning too, but that's a topic for another video, so you can expect Reptile. Now when it comes to the design of Reptile, you're going to see something more fierce, something more classic towards the ninja style, something similar to Scorpion, except his difference is he's going to have a Battle X, and that X is going to be extremely crazy. Now a lot of you are wondering if there's going to be a human Reptile or there's going to be a different Reptile. Well, I'm telling you right now that a human skin for Reptile will be in the game, but guess what? His Armageddon skin will be in the game as far as him turning into a full Reptile. So that's what's going to happen. Again, I'll make a video on Reptile himself so we can go into super more details on that, but this art that you see here on the screen should give you an idea of what Reptile is going to look like in his classic form, or as far as his regular costume. Now Ermac will be most certainly in Mortal Kombat 12. That's the whole point of this video here, is to give you the list, right? So Ermac is being slightly redone. The reason he's been slightly redone because his character has been stuck in a plot hole, meaning that he's just a character with a whole bunch of souls, and he served good at one point and then served evil at one point, and he's just there, but he has all these souls within him. He has nothing else to him other than that. We are one, we are many. It's basically his thing. So what they're going to be doing is finally correcting the power balance when it comes to Ermac. Ermac has over 10,000 souls. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I believe it's like 100,000 or something like that, possibly even a couple million. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on how many souls he have in his body. But you mean to tell me Ermac can get beat up by somebody like Jax or Johnny Cage? Come on now, be real. One male adult human at his full strength is a lot to deal with. You mean to tell me 10,000 souls got beat by one person? Come on now, it don't work that way. So I'm glad that they're becoming more realistic to deal with these issues, and they're, like I said, I did a video telling you guys that they were going to introduce power levels. So I did a video about that. Here is the thumbnail to that video about power levels, so you want to go check that video out after this one too, so you can kind of get a more in-depth thought into what's going to be happening with that power levels, as well as the leaks in that video regarding to power levels. So be on the lookout for your boy Ermac, because he will be returning in that aspect, being more powerful, and he's going to get somewhat of a soft reboot. Now SubZero is getting a full makeover redesign. This right here is classic for SubZero. I told you guys also that they were going to be crossovering between the comics, the video games, and the animated shows. Now I'm going to put this up here on your screen. As you can see here, is that the animated version of SubZero is wearing the outfit from Mortal Kombat 11. That's all the proof you need right there, or I should say a piece of proof, a couple of pieces of proof to show you that they are connecting these universes. Again, if you want to know more about that, here's the thumbnail to that video. You can go and check that out, and you can hear more about that, and I'll be making an updated video on that too. Now when it comes to Scorpion is not really going to change as much. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be an extension of lore on his character, because they want to get rid of this plot hole that they made. And the plot hole is basically what's been happening the last couple of games. They couldn't use certain characters because they didn't fit the narrative of the story, so they had to keep retelling the same story over and over and over again, and each time they retold it, they tried to go in and add more details, but they end up causing more problems until they realized they just needed to cut the head off the snake. And the head on the snake is basically getting rid of the entire universe altogether to start a new one. This is not an uncommon move. For example, the CW verse, it used to be called the CW verse. Well, they officially called it the CW verse. Us fans, we called it the Arrowverse. But guess what? They're ending all shows from the CW verse. The Flash is gone after season 9. You know why? Because they're resetting the example. It's being reset. So what's happening is it's now going to be called the Superverse, because Superman and Lois they already set the tone with the budget they have for it and how well the show has been done. They're going to be reusing old characters and completely removing their backstories. That's what they did. My whole point of mentioning that is that just because a character is fully established does not mean you can't go back and change things about that character later. So that's what's going to be going on with your boy Scorpion. Now, Fire Guard Liu Kang. Fire Guard Liu Kang needs no explanation. They're going to expand on his powers as far as his lightning powers being able to be useful within the game itself. Now, there are rumors that Liu Kang won't even be playable. He'll just be the fire god. He'll be more of your mentor. I'm not sure if they really want to rock that boat again, but that's what I'm hearing. They're considering taking Liu Kang out of the game. We're going to discuss that in another video as to why that may be a good thing and why that may be not a good thing. But Fire Guard Liu Kang will be getting a couple of upgrades, or I should say a good amount of upgrades is what he's going to be getting. Now, Raiden will most certainly be in Mortal Kombat 12. Now, at first, Raiden was picked to not be in Mortal Kombat 12. They wanted to get rid of the character, kind of have him rest, have people forget about him, and bring him back with let's say new moves and things of that nature. So I'm told Raiden is going to play more of a mortal being in this universe is what's going to happen. He's going to play more of a mortal being. That's what's going to happen. So of course you can expect to get your boy Raiden. He's going to have his lightning staff. That's going to be his primary weapon as always. And as far as him having electrical powers, unless they're doing time travel or something like that, or Liu Kang decides to relinquish his power back to Raiden, that's the type of Raiden you're going to be getting, which is more of like a Kung Lao version of Raiden, who's just a really good fighter. Now, when it comes to Kitana is definitely going to get a lore extension, and she's going to have her background explored. Now, they tried to do this with Mortal Kombat 9 with her whole story arc with Sindel. They tried to do that. I mean, it was well received, but it came with a lot of backlash that came with it. So they're looking to tell more story between Kitana and Tanya is the story that they're going to be looking for it to tell, meaning even if it's a side story, you're going to get new lore that you never got before ever in Mortal Kombat history. And that's what makes Mortal Kombat, this next Mortal Kombat 12, great, by the way. Now, before I move on to the next character, I just want to throw this in there real quick. I did hear from my source that Mortal Kombat 12 will not be called Mortal Kombat 12. The names they're looking at is called Mortal Kombat Next Generation. And I'm going to put this thumbnail here on your screen. You can go check this video out right here if you want to know all the names that they have decided on as far as what to call the next Mortal Kombat game. But Mortal Kombat Next Generation is in the lead. But check this out. Again, if you don't know how to find these videos, don't worry. I'm going to put the link to all of these videos. Is going to be a pinned comment, so that way you can be able to check out these videos to kind of keep up with everything and stuff. So yeah, that's that. Let's move on to the next person, Jade. Now, I'm told Jade is going to get more of a reversal effect, meaning that they're going to go back to some of Jade's old stuff and make it new again. For example, a lot of people was dissatisfied with the way Jade glowed in Mortal Kombat 11. It really took something away from Jade that we all know and we all love, that mysterious mystique effect. When it comes to a game like, let's say, I think it was MK9 she was in. Was it MK9? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was in MK9. It's been a minute, and she glowed like this. I'm going to put a clip here on your screen. This is the glow that she has in the other Mortal Kombat game. And this right here is the glow that she has in Mortal Kombat 11. See the difference? So you see one is mysterious and the other one is just kind of like annoying, whatever. Now, when it comes to Mileena is finally going to get done some justice, which is what people always wanted her to have. Mileena's story has never been told. It has not been told. Yeah, we heard about Shang Tsung making her in the pit, waking her up, this, that, as a part of that one story mode. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. We get that. But anything outside of Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn, tongue twisters, we never really got a heart-to-heart with Mileena. And the fact that we're finally going to be able to get that, and the fact that Mileena will have a possibility at being human and having a full face moving forward to expand on her lore story and her character, that right there is fantastic. And that's something that I'm being told we can expect from Mortal Kombat 12, whether it's through an Aftermath 2 DLC or through the original game content itself. Now, Tanya, as mentioned earlier, I told you guys this is another character they were not able to do any justice with. Her story was much longer in MKX, but it was cut out. The majority of content for MKX was cut out due to the deadlines that they had. So I want to remind you, they've been working on Mortal Kombat 12 since 2019. Right after Mortal Kombat 11 came out, they got to work on the next game immediately. I want you to know that all studios are always working on games all the time. If Mortal Kombat 12 came out today, they don't go home for 3 months and say, yeah, we did a good job. No, they go back to the office, they start working on 13, and they start working on other projects. So keep that in mind. It's like a regular job. When you get your paycheck, you don't go home for 2 weeks and be like, yeah, I made a paycheck, and then go back to work 2 weeks later. No, you get paid, and guess what? You go back to work that same day. You do it all over again. That's just how business works. So when it comes to Tanya, you definitely can expect the sexiness to come back. They have some new moves and new lore that they're going to be giving her and expanding on her stuff and kind of having her open up to us. A lot of characters have been stale for a very long time, and surprisingly the fans were cool with it, but we have all gotten tired of the time travel, and we just ready to move forward in the series. I can tell you that much right there. So shout out to Tanya. Now, Nitara, it's been a very long time since Nitara has been on screen, so I want to explain to you why this is a good thing. Nitara is most certainly one of their top priorities because of the fact that she is being completely reinvented. There's almost no consequences to turning her into a new character to a certain degree. And what I mean by that is this: you haven't seen Nitara in God knows how long. So you wouldn't even remember too much of what her moveset was like, or you're not going to complain too much versus them taking Scorpion and not giving him a spear, is what I'm saying. It would be noticeably, especially by Scorpion being so soon or so recent or being in every game. So to give you more clarity, what I'm saying is this: Nitara is going to push the tests of time of the new technology that they're going to be using. Now, I'm told that they're using a modified version of Unreal Engine 4. Is what I believe. That's what they're going to be using for Mortal Kombat 12. But I do have an update on that as far as WB Discovery and how they want themselves to be presented as the top tier fighting game. So that's a whole nother video within itself, so stay tuned for that. But Nitara will have her wings, she will have her flight moves, she will spit her blood balls and stuff like that, pause. And she will be, you know, having those very, very unique moves. And guess what? She will be getting a new weapon. Now her hooks, her little hooks that she have, it will be used as a grapple attack. That's what's going to happen with that, a grapple attack. But she's going to have somewhat of a new weapon, or a redesigned weapon, I should say. Now, Sindel. When it comes to Sindel, this technology is going to do her hair justice, meaning that she'll be able to whip her hair, not full screen, but just half screen, to grab you and body slam you. And once you amp the move, you can kind of get that old Super Nintendo hair flip versus what we got in Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I'm told they played it safe in Mortal Kombat 11 because they did not want to expose the issues that they were having with hair. And for those of you that don't know what's going on when it comes to hair has always been an issue for the majority of games, especially wrestling games. They never could get the female hair right. They never could get Edge's hair right. It's just something that could not be done due to the technology at the time. But now they have the technology to make these things look extremely good. So when it comes to Sindel, you can expect her to look just as good and to get more expansion on her retcon lore story as far as her poisoning her husband, etc, etc, etc. When it comes to your boy Shang Tsung, they will be expanding on his magic as far as him being, what do you want to call it, a warlock. I think warlock is the proper, or sorcerer is what it's called. they would expand on him being a sorcerer. They showed a little bit of this to MK11, but they needed a void to fill, and they used Shang Tsung to do that. You're probably like, what are you talking about? So what I'm talking about is this. Shang Tsung was used as a vehicle to introduce Ermac, Reptile, and Smoke, because they know people wanted those characters, but unfortunately they could not get them done in time. So what they did was use some palette swaps, threw them in the game, and was like, wait a minute, Shang Tsung transforms into people, let's go ahead and put them on Shang Tsung. That'll make the fans happy, and it's classic Shang Tsung, less work we got to do for Shang Tsung, and things of that nature. So now they will be able to use his powers to his full ability, as far as showing exactly what a sorcerer can do. Now, Shao Kahn will be getting some of his moves back, such as his upward shoulder block and the other moves that he did have. Now he's going to remain powerful as he was. Now they did do him dirty in MK11 just a little bit, but Shao Kahn, I'm told this is going to be a completely different iteration of Shao Kahn, so you can expect some of the great features about him, but it's going to be a completely different character, because this is a completely different universe. Now Kentaro, I made a video telling you guys that Kentaro and Motaro, they were going to be DLC characters between DLC and pre-order. I'm going to go ahead and put this thumbnail up here on the screen. This is the video that you can check out there, so you can get more information on that. But Kentaro, it's definitely been completely a very long time since we were able to kind of do what need to be done with this character here. I think it was since like MK9 or something like that. You can correct me in the comment sections if I'm wrong, but I believe he was in MK9, or at least an unplayable version of him was in MK9. Again, correct me below if I'm wrong. So he was supposed to be a part of the DLC pack in Mortal Kombat 11, and he did not make it because, you know, they ended support early. His render was already done, because he was used as Shang Tsung, one of Shang Tsung's fatality. They already done mocapped everything that needed to be done for him, and that's when they got the call, hey, shut it down. So the list that you were supposed to get for Mortal Kombat 11, I'm probably going to do it in another video, but I'll just give you an example. It was supposed to be Kentaro, and it was supposed to be Ermac, Smoke, Reptile, and Havok. Those were the 5 people that you were supposed to get, but unfortunately you did not get those characters. Now, when it comes to Motaro, which is the next character, wait, let's go back to Kentaro. Kentaro will be embracing the full-on tiger design, is what's going to be happening. That man is called the author of pain for a reason. He is the bruiser of beat 'em up, and they're going to prove that. Way more valid than Goro. Motaro is the character that people have been wanting to return forever, and a lot of you has really bought the BS that NRS is giving you. NRS told you they could not mocap a human and a horse, which is extremely hard. That is a lie. They brought horses into the studio for story mode. The same way Red Dead Redemption brought horses into the studio for story mode, and the same way that they brought horses into the studio to make a movie called Avatar back in the day. They can put these things on the horses to mocap their movements. The only thing they would need to do is to get a person who's trained with an acrobatic horse, meaning when they tell the horse to jump, to stand up, the horse can actually do it. Just like how you got some of them dogs that are in like those things, what you call them, competitions, because they listen to what you say. When you say roll over, they roll over, blah blah blah, things of that nature. So what I'm saying is this: them telling you they cannot do it is a lie. You can expect with the new technology that Motaro will be coming back, and you can expect him to go right back where he was, meaning that he would be a boss character or a sub-boss character. But I am told that is one of the individuals that's been discussed for DLC or for pre-order. Again, you can check out that video that I showed you. At the end of this video, it will be pinned in the comment section, so go check that video out there for more information. Now, Goro. They're looking to take Goro into a different direction. Now, here's the tradition. The tradition is one Shokin per game. You had Goro, I believe, in MK9. I'm not sure if Shiva was in that one. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And then MKX. Wait, who do you have? MKX, you had Goro. I think MK9, you had Kentaro. And then MK11, you had Shiva. Correct me, super correct me in the comment sections, but I'm sure they've been separating the Shokins, and all of them never been on the same game other than Armageddon at that point. So Havok. Now, The popularity of Havok has continued to trend upwards, especially with all the name drops of Havok that has been received. They've been name dropping Havok all in the Aftermath story mode, all types of stuff, even in the regular story mode. And that's because they're ready and preparing people to bring in Havok. So you can expect Havok to definitely be on that pre-order bonus list. I don't think he's going to make it as pre-order, but I will tell you what I do know about Havok, which I'll make a separate video. They're looking to explore the gruesomeness, the disgustingness, and everything that comes with Havok being a full-blown skeleton. I'm talking about mans can take his head off and he can roll it at you. And as far as character design, from what I'm told, he's gonna have like worms and stuff coming out his body and just look so terrible. And he'll be like a skeleton with like a sword and almost like Spinal, except he'll have his his Havok things to him. And I just want to throw in a quick fun fact. Did you know Havok was supposed to be an alternative costume for Noob Saibot? Yeah, that's that. And I think his name was Noob at one point, but you can correct me in the comments. Now, Moloch is another character that they're looking to bring back to completely redesign this character. That's all I really got to say about Moloch, and we just gonna have to wait and see what happens with him. Now, Sector and Cyrex. I'll go ahead and do both of them at the same time. Sector and Cyrex are computerized LMK machines, is what they is. LK machines. They're killing machines. There's a lot they can do with them, and from what I'm told and what we saw in MK11, they definitely have tons of plans. Now, all of the costumes that they were supposed to have, they gave every single one of those to RoboCop. They gave them to RoboCop once the DLC for Sector and Cyrex was scrapped, because they both were going to share the same designs, so they just slapped it on RoboCop, which helped RoboCop character get finished a lot quicker. So when they was like, yo, we not doing Sector and Cyrex this game, they was like, all right, bet, let's just go ahead and dump all of this under RoboCop, and now boom, RoboCop is done 3 months ahead of time because they just slapped Sector and Cyrex skins on RoboCop. So Sector and Cyrex skins that were on RoboCop will give you an idea of what they plan on doing with that character, with those characters going forward. So the next character is going to be Smoke on the list. Now, Smoke he's in Nitara at this point, which is almost like an evolution of power levels and people having their own things going on, which I told you they're kind of taking a Dragon Ball Z route here by introducing different things of power. Like, for example, for those of you not familiar with Dragon Ball Z, I'll give you a short rewind. First of all, I don't know what rock you were living under, but they have a thing called Super Saiyan, and then it goes Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, blah, 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 blah. It goes up. There's Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken. Now they got something called, what is it? God Ultra Beast. I think Gohan has Ultra Beast, and Goku has that blue hair, Saiyan God, whatever. It's been a minute since I caught up, but my point is they have different levels to power levels. So Smoke being in the Nitara, way more powerful than he was before. Now, a lot of you are wondering, will Smoke appear in his human form? The answer is yes. As an alternative skin, you can get human Smoke, but you also will be able to get in Nitara himself, and that's looking like the name he's going to be using going forward in Mortal Kombat. They'll still call him Smoke, but he'll be identified as a Nitara, the same way Scorpion is Scorpion, then you got Hanzo Hasashi. So just like that. Now, Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade will be getting a massive upgrade when it comes to technology, or whatever the case may be. There's still more to be seen as to what they're going to be doing with that. Now, Sonya do have another partner, and they're looking to explore some of her old partners and kind of get more into the Special Forces stuff. Me personally, I kind of wish they would kind of, I won't say step away from Special Forces, but they need to give other people screen time too, because MK11 was all about the Special Forces and the military, and we really didn't get to kick it or chill with anybody else. So that's something for them to keep in mind. Sonya, same thing with Jax. He's going to get those full arm upgrades again, and it's going to be a technological advance moving forward. Now, the next person on the list is Cetrion. Cetrion, they're going to be going full-fledged with her character, since her character became a staple within the community and one of the most picked characters. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about when I say most picked, you're probably asking how you know that. Well, according to my source, NRS has this system. They can tell how many times you picked the same character, how many matches you played with them, what moves you used, you didn't move, and guess what? You have access to that data too. When you load up MK11 and you hit that little button, I think it's like L2 or L1 or something, whatever, It brings up the characters you use the most, the characters you use the least, your replays and everything. Guess what? NRS has a master copy of that service, so they can see who is using what character around the world, which character gets picked the most, and Cetrion is definitely one of the top characters that get picked, so you can most definitely expect her to return. Baraka, this is a character that they're planning on going extremely crazy with, but I got some bad news for you Baraka fans. Now, the bad news is I'm hearing rumblings that Baraka may not be in this version of Mortal Kombat. However, they're looking to introduce a female Tarkatan with blades, different moves, and things of that nature, or an entirely Baraka family. That's the news that I'm hearing. I'll be doing separate videos on these things. Now, a lot of you probably like, dude, where the heck is the rest of the list? Is that all the list? Well, this is the list lineup that I have for now, but I'm told that this list will change several times. I will be keeping you guys updated. As soon as they update the list, I will be updating the list. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, dude, didn't you make like 3-4 roster videos? Once upon a time, you said that there were going to be no OG characters and that there were going to be ancestors and things of that nature. That's exactly what I said. But information changes all the time. By the time the game come out, you'll be able to watch these videos back and see how well these videos aged and how much a game changed over a course of development. I want you to keep this in mind too, that WB Discovery CEO David Zaslav, when he took power and he took control, this man changed the complete direction of Mortal Kombat. It was going left, he turned it, made it bust a U-turn and go the other direction. So keep that into mind as to how that's going to play into story mode. Just keep that into mind. Now, if you watch this video all the way to the end, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, as this is your brand new favorite and exclusive place for daily Mortal Kombat content. So I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. What do you think of this roster? Definitely let me know, because I can tell you right now that this roster that I have right here is completely underwhelming as heck. Now, I did make a video telling you guys they were going to introduce at least 3 new characters, and one of them was going to be a new female character, and I also told you they were going to be introducing a werewolf. So I don't want you to take this video as full law. I want you to take this video as this is the roster that they have right now. Please keep in mind that they're still working on characters, and think of all the characters that did not make the list that will more than likely make the list later. So as time go on, I will continue to update them. The reason it took me so long to make this list is because I wanted to give them enough time to get things together. My source said, look, hey, here's the list of what's available now. It can change over time, but if you want to put this out, you can, but let your fans know that this is not the official list, because we don't want to cause chaos is what they don't want to do. We have characters that we were promised, like Serena. You got Serena coming, you got Kira coming, you got what's his name, the little Ryu wannabe, I forgot his name, Cobra. You got Cobra coming. So look out for those videos too, because as I get more information, I'm going to be putting them out. And then don't forget, we got DLC videos that's going to be happening too. So again, this is the information you have for now. If you're not getting this video at 11 p.m. at your normal scheduled time, don't worry, it's still going to come out. If you're watching it right now, and of course it's out, but it's probably came out like around 2-3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, because I wanted you guys to get it, or I just released it the next following day at 11 o'clock. But I want to make this clear. WB wants my channel gone. They want to get me up out of here. You can watch this video here. Here's the thumbnail on them trying to get me up out of here by putting copyright strikes on my channel and things of that nature. I need you guys to do me a massive favor. Go follow my second channel. You can click on the channel you're watching right now, and the first thing you're going to see is this channel called the Wave Report Shorts. I want you to follow it and subscribe, so if anything happened to this channel, you can still be informed and you won't be lost out of the mix. So definitely follow me on that channel. Also, I post smaller leaks or different leaks on on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at the Wave Report is what you can do. You can tweet me here, I will respond to you, and you can keep up. I've already released other leaks, like the entire roster to Multiverse has been released. I told you guys Grand Theft Auto is supposed to be announced very soon. Most are expecting next month. It's just a ton of information that's coming, as well as Mafia 4. So stay tuned towards the channel. I appreciate you guys. And last thing before I get you up out of here, I need you to go ahead and click the link in the description so you can join my Discord. Join the Discord because this is where all the Mortal Kombat fans are. It will be pinned in the link in the description below. Come on over there. We can argue about the roster. We can kind of talk about Mortal Kombat. We all can get hyped because when 12 come out, you're going to want a place to go to discuss your happiness, and my Discord is the place to be. With that being said, guys, stay tuned. Catch you in the next one.